guys, welcome back to NCBHP. Sorry I've not been on the channel for a while. I've been very busy with a new job and sort of like juggling uni and stuff, but exciting news. I gave into all the hairdryer comments and got Milltek exhaust fitted. So this video is going to be sort of explaining like if it's worth getting one for a GPF car. So this is a GPF back system. As you can see, the exhaust looks already a lot bigger than the standard one. In fact, you can nearly get your fist in it. It's a good old fist test. If you're a car lover, you know about the fist test. But it really sets off the back of the car, looks more aggressive and sounds a lot aggressive. So I will get some noise clips and some drive-bys. So the exhaust system fitted was 720 quid. Yes, I know it's pretty expensive, but it's definitely well worth it. When I first drove the car away from Puma Speed, big shout out to Puma Speed for fitting the exhaust, thank you very much. Great job, and it was done very swiftly. I think it only took them about 40 minutes. When I first drove away, I really wasn't impressed with the exhaust. However, they did tell me that with time it will get better. I'm a couple of days in now and it sounds so much better than it originally did when I first, drove away from the workshop. But it really does look better on the car, and also is a big upgrade regarding the sound and also the exhaust tone on the upshifts, downshifts, and also in the later gears, sort of in the midsection. You get a lot more noise out of the back of the exhaust when you're changing up gear and going hell for leather up a nice road. So value for money wise, definitely worth getting if you have an OPF car. I was umming and ahhing whether when I first sort of drove away if it would be worth getting a decat downpipe. Having the car a couple of days now with the exhaust system fitted, I've done quite a lot of miles as I work quite sort of like an hour drive away from where I live. The exhaust is broken in and it sounds so much better. I don't think I'll be doing that now, but it's all ideas for future, whether I should go and sort of stage to it, put a decat downpipe in, but then obviously you have the problem of MOTs. So I'll just give you a look at the exhaust now. As you can see, it's so much bigger here, isn't it? It really fills out the inlet of the rear diffuser. So not only is it sort of like better audio of the car, it does aesthetically look a lot better and a lot more aggressive, and sort of look what a hot hatch should look like. I'd dare say the GTI, just from standard without the added spoiler and the exhaust, it does look a bit tame, does look a bit plain. The R-line looks very similar, sort of a bit standard, not as if you bought a hot hatch and sort of like something that is meant to be a performance car. But yeah, really enjoying the exhaust, and further in the video I shall explain. So we're inside the car. I'll turn it on and you can sort of hear the interior noise. It is amplified through the speakers, however you do get more of a boom, especially when you're sort of pulling up to a traffic lights, when it's going back into like second gear. As the engine, the revs are sort of coming down, you get a nice tone. But I'm really impressed with the Milltek exhaust. I put the sound clips on there from the external. I'll get a couple of more later on. I was next to a motorway bridge, so it was sort of drowned out by that. But really, we are in sport mode as well. So obviously the sound is enhanced. Just make sure it is in sport. Yes, it is. So off we go. So it's just a lot more enhanced, and it's such a nicer noise. It's nice that the exhaust note actually isn't too antisocial either. When you put sort of like Milltek systems on, say Golf Rs, Golf GTIs, without an OPF system, they can be very over the top, and a lot of people do like that. But I do a lot of miles in this car. I drive over to Wetherby every day. I'll just put my foot down a bit. It's a lovely noise from inside the car. I do need to get that dashboard rattle sorted out, but as you'll know if you're on the Polo forums, that is a common problem with Volkswagen Polo GTIs, the rattles and the creaks. But as I was saying, motorway driving, it's a really pleasant noise, and from inside the cabin it's not too enhanced, it's not annoying, it doesn't sort of deafen you. It's more of an enjoyable experience driving the car. When I used to have the standard exhaust system, it was almost like you were a bit underwhelmed. So you'd spent all that money on, a performance car. See, now it revs out a lot further, I've noticed as well. There's just such a better tone inside the car. As I was saying with the previous exhaust system, I was very underwhelmed. When you spend that amount of money on sort of a performance car, especially when you get little 12-year-olds on TikTok telling you that it's a waste of money. I actually got called a peasant, a chav. What else did I get called? I got told that it was a pile of shit and a waste of money, but each to their own. But I gave into the hate and bought an exhaust system. Is this fan going to let me on? So, you know, I'm really pleased with it compared to the standard exhaust note. It was really underwhelming. It sounded like a hairdryer. There was no sort of DSG farts on the upshifts. If you're a car guy or girl, you'll know what that is. It really has on an upshift, especially in the lower gears, a nice pop when you upshift, and also on the downshifts it's a lot louder, and it's more of a sort of like a pleasant tone. It's not stupidly loud. It doesn't sort of, people obviously look, but it's not like a dirty look as in what have you done. It's more of a look as, oh, that sounds good. And especially for the value for money, this car is now sounding not as good as a Golf GTI, obviously, because you got the 2 exhausts on that and you can straight pipe and whatever, because older ones don't have the OPF system. You can take the OPF out on this, finding somewhere to get it MOT'd because it won't pass. It's a legal requirement that if the car's made with an OPF system, it has to have the OPF system in the car. But you know, it sounds as good as, and I'm really pleased. As I was saying earlier in the video, I drove it home and I was honestly thinking, I'd literally got a message from someone, and they'll know if they're watching this video, because I think they do watch my videos, that they'd bought the exact same system and were really upset with it, and so it almost set it up for failure. I'm driving it home and I'm thinking, this sounds quieter than when I first bought it and when it had the standard exhaust system on. Woke up the next morning, cold started it, and my dad came out and had a look, and I thought, how can that sound so different? Took it to work, and obviously it's an hour drive, so I'd broken the exhaust in, started it up after work, and I actually filmed that and put it up on my Instagram. If you want to go ahead and go have a look at that, it's nc_bhp on Instagram. I couldn't believe it. It was so loud, and like my boss came out and had a look, and I just couldn't believe the change from picking it up from the garage to 2 days after that. Was the difference in just giving the car a run, and the difference in the exhaust note. Don't understand why. I'm not really into it. As I've said before, I'm not really a mechanical person when it comes to cars. It's all new to me. I am sort of understanding more now because I'm doing my research before I buy stuff and what else you can do and stuff regarding, you know, engine modifications. But for me, I forgot. So I don't know why there I had a complete mind block and forgot exactly whatever I was talking about. But I think that was it. Breaking the car in, breaking the exhaust in. I would recommend, if you do have a Polo GTI with an OPF, do go, and if you do get the Milltek system, which I do actually, people will tell you the messages that I sent them, oh my god, this is shit, I can't believe I just spent 700 quid on this. If you get one on an OPF car, go on a fairly long journey. Don't judge the car when you first take it out. Take it on a 50-mile trip, and then come back and start it the next morning. I can guarantee you there will be a change. So I actually can't believe the difference. I was so underwhelmed when I first picked the car up, and I thought, I've literally just spent 700 quid for it to sound even worse than it did before. I had a lot of speculation getting this exhaust to start with. I undernard about it, and then I run Puma speed and just thought, let's go with it, let's just get it on, see, you know, each to their own. Some people are probably underwhelmed with this because it doesn't sound like a Golf R or a Golf GTI without an OPF system. Fair enough. If they, you know, they're probably comparing it to Akrapovic, which are sold from VW as standard on the Golf GTI. But for an OPF car, for just an exhaust swap from the GPF back, I think it's fantastic, and I really am impressed now. So many people as well that I know that knew the car before, have, like even my dad. My dad came out the other morning and actually asked me if he could borrow the car for the weekend, because he was pretty impressed with it. So, you know, it's definitely improved. Even for my dad, he's quite a harsh critic, to be fair. For even him to say it sounds completely different, it's, you know, I was quite happy at that point. I think that's maybe what changed my mind, to be fair. But really happy with it. And if you are going to get it, Puma Speed are a seller of Milltek, so head down there. I think ask for Nathan, he was who I dealt with, same name as me as well, so you're always winning in my books if you've got that name. But get at him and get it ordered. They do all sorts. Originally I was looking for somewhere to get it fitted because I obviously can't fit it myself. I could have bought it through other websites. You can buy direct from them and get it fitted, but going on their website, I thought they only dealt with Fords. They don't. They're venturing into new stuff. They've got a BMW 240i that's kind of their show car, that looks absolutely insane, and a shitload of Ford STs and all sorts. But now they're going into VW and they're sort of like expanding, if you will. So go get at them if you want anything done exhaust wise or remap. If I am going to get this car stage 1 or whatever, I will go with them. I have trust in them now. They've done a good job. And also I had a conversation with Nathan afterwards, and he was sort of explaining what I can do. Obviously I'm not too clued up in that area. They're sort of the experts. So if you're in the Wakefield area or West Yorkshire, hit up Puma Speed. But really impressed with the exhaust. I hope this video has been helpful, and it sort of give you an insight into what you can achieve. And it's what you can achieve with the Milltek GPF system. Really impressed. Definitely value for money. Plenty more to come with this car as well. I've got so much planned for it now. Probably not going to do the decat downpipe that I was umming and ahhing with. I just don't think I can be bothered, because you've got, with a OPF or GPF car, whatever, it's the same thing. I think you have to take the complete system out. It's a hell of a job, and it'll cost me an absolute fortune. Maybe in future we'll see where things are going. I'm in a fairly stable position at the minute. Maybe we'll be bringing something else on the car. Not another car maybe. I've got my girlfriend sat next to me, and she's probably going to be shaking her head because it's not really a sensible decision, but we'll see. I'm really happy with it, where the channel's going as well. I can't believe, sort of like over lockdown, the amount of attention it's got. To some people it's probably like, you've got 4,000 views mate, get a grip, but to me I can't believe I got 1,000 views. So I think we're hitting about 12,000 across the channel now, so really encouraging. It really spurs me on to do more things. As I said, I'm sorry that I've not done more. It's just I have been inundated with work and university stuff at the minute. Trying to juggle that's been a bit of a stress, but we're in a good place at the minute, so I'll be bringing you more content. I'll get my face on the camera eventually. It's more of a confidence thing. I get a bit nervous in front of the camera when it's on my face. I quite like having it on the steering wheel. It sort of allows me just to talk as if I'm talking to someone sat next to me. So please like and subscribe, and be assured that I am bringing plenty more stuff onto the channel. Anyone wants to collab as well, hit me up. My Instagram is @nc_bhp. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.